Hi everybody and welcome back. Beautiful day here. The weather is great at the moment. Busy week ahead. I got to drive to Dingle tomorrow with my daughter Rachel. We're picking up some equipment. I'm still tweaking and messing about with the furler and the foresail. There's lots to do. There's loads. It's getting pretty busy now. The food should be sorted this week, and anyway, lots to keep me busy. Still working on the sponsorship and fundraising, and there's plenty to do, but the weather is great. Look at this. I'd love to get that foresail, the Yankee and the furler set up properly now and go for a test sail, which would be great. So I hope you like watching this week. Come along with me and see what I'm doing. So we drove down in both Jeeps, my Jeep and Rachel's Jeep, and packed up everything, and after that we took a lovely drive around Slayhead. Rachel used to live with me in Dingle before she moved to Limerick and got married to Joe, and it was lovely. We had just a little day out, a little road trip. Slayhead is beautiful on a day like this. We kept going on around and eventually stopped at 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗂𝗧 beach, had a look down there, and eventually onto Dunquin graveyard, where my dad is buried, and it was lovely. It was just a lovely day all in. I think we got all the essential stuff we need for the boat. So here I am in the cemetery in Dunquin, overlooking the Blasket Islands. This island's called the Sleeping Giant, 𝗬𝗍𝗽𝗍𝗃, the Great Blasket itself, the 𝗬𝗃 just sticking up behind it, 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗍𝗃, and this graveyard is where my dad is buried, Pat Lawless Senior. My dad had sailed solo around the world as well, so lovely to come back here and visit. Here with my daughter Rachel today. We're driving around Slayhead and coming to see Grandad, aren't we, Rach? So a lovely view looking back down on Dingle. A lovely time there with Rachel, and we're going to go down the 𝗏𝗏 Pass now, which is really exciting. The whole reason of driving to Dingle was to pick up. I took a lot of gear off the boat for last year's trip, stuff I wouldn't need. Spare anchor, water hoses, this light downwind genoa. They'll all be very handy for trade winds. I'm replacing the cooker. One of the rings isn't working on my cooker, and I have an identical cooker, so I'm just going to swap them out. All these things, they're not that exciting, and I was on the road all week, so that's why the footage is a lot of what I was doing. I also brought a couple out sailing in their new boat in Waterford, so there'll be some footage of that as well. And it's been a busy week on the road. I was down in Cork yesterday to pick up more parts, so unfortunately I don't have a whole lot of content of what I was doing this week, because it was mostly driving. But anyway, the weather's fantastic and I'm getting lots done, so that's good, because time is ticking. 2 weeks to go. So I'm just up to get more spares out of the that's my lovely Force 10 cooker, which is the same as the one I have, but it has 3 rings actually, which would be different. All my spare filters for the water maker, ropes, tarps, spare anodes, all stuff I might as well bring that I wasn't going to bring on the last trip. My dad used to always say, better be looking at it than looking for it, so I have loads of stuff to be bringing down, and I'm going to test the cooker properly before I install it. And ticking jobs off, ticking them off. This is my old Force 10, which it's okay, but the one I have in the Jeep is a lot better, and this ring has stopped working. So now's the time before I go to swap them out. And as I said, I'll test it first before I bring it in. Beautiful evening here in Kilrush. Lovely moon just coming up. Just sailing out of Waterford city with my friends Shane and Sharon on their new boat, which used to be my old boat a couple of years ago actually. It's a lovely Vandestad Excalibur. But isn't the scenery here beautiful? This Waterford was an old Viking settlement, and the Vikings came up here in their longships a long time ago. Lots changed since then. So you happy out? So we're gonna go engine down a bit and sail back up like the Vikings. Beautiful here today. Oh, I love when the sun comes out in Ireland. Yesterday my friend Abby called and we took the dinghy out to Scattery Island. It was just a short spin from Kilrush, and it was lovely to get off the boat for a while and have a walk around. Last dinner on the old cooker. My friend Karina cooked chili con carne last night, so there's lovely olives and cheese, and so I always find that reheated dinners the next day are much nicer. I don't know why, but the same with stew. But it's really hot today. It's still like 29 degrees. That's pretty hot for Ireland. A few weeks ago, a guy I grew up with in 𝗟𝗶𝗽𝗸𝗲 in Limerick, Diarmuid Halligan, a Limerick artist and photographer, came and took photos, and he called yesterday evening with these three portraits. I know the light is catching them now, but aren't they beautiful? They're such a credit to you, Diarmuid. Thank you so much. You're so talented. Thank you. And I'm not sure what to do with them yet. I'll probably give them to family, or I'm not sure. But a huge thank you, Diarmuid. Thanks a million. Beautiful. So that was a good day. Chili con carne cooked, and I just got a lovely email with good news from PredictWind. As you know, I use PredictWind for my my weather routing, my connectivity to shore through my Iridium Go, phone calls, emails, everything, and my live tracker, which is something that people really like. So I'm going to have all that up and running. We're just in the middle of setting it all up again for when I set sail in 2 weeks' time to head off around the world solo. And so just to let you know that the live tracker will be working on my website, peterlawlessSoloSailor.com, and so that's good news. I really love the PredictWind app and the offshore app. It's really good, and it's accurate. So thanks for watching. Again, it wasn't. I was just on the road all week, so it was kind of busy. But wishing everybody a safe and great weekend. I'd like to thank everyone that people are donating to my GoFundMe, and it's on my website as well. And people are joining Patreon, which is very helpful and very supportive, and it's great. So I'm happy out. Everything's falling into place. 2 weeks to go. The next 2 weeks are going to fly. So I'm spending time with family. Went to visit my mum yesterday as well, who's 93, and that was magic. So anyway, I'm ranting on. Thanks a million to everybody. Wax Wing out.